Hey guys, it's Amber. I wanted to get on real quick and do a sort of holiday slash show off the new stuff that I got video. Let me move the camera just a little bit. Don't fall this way. Okay, so I have gotten some new stuff in and I really wanted to share this stuff with you guys. You've seen this palette in my Boxy Luxe unboxing. It's the Violet Voss Pro HD eyeshadows. Again, if you haven't seen the colors, it's kind of like it's reminiscent of the Modern Renaissance palette, but it's really pretty. So I'm going to use a couple of these cooler brown here for this, and I am so super excited. So before I do a look, just real quick, what I'm going to use today is that Violet Voss Pro palette. I went to Ulta and got these two Stila, what are they called? Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. Here they are right here. This one is Diamond Dust, and this one is Smoky Storm. I'm going to swatch these for you real quick. The Diamond Dust I am absolutely in love with, and I seriously think I need to go and buy a couple of more, because I don't know if that's like a color that they normally have, but oh, it's exactly what I've been looking for as far as liquid eyeshadows go, especially for the holidays, because I wanted kind of just a neutral, glossy, super shiny eye. Not glossy, but glittery. And, you know, everything is like gold or rose gold or whatever, and not really the look I'm looking for. Okay, so these are the two, which you may or may not be able to see really well. The bottom one is the Diamond Dust, which with the light not directly on it, you can see it better. This one is like an icy white with a little bit of hollow glitter in it, which is good. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the camera. And then this one is more of like a champagne-y dark, but it has silver in it. So it kind of doesn't make it so dark that it's, you know, you can't use it for everyday use, I guess. I also have the Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow called Bohème from Stila that I've been using recently. Let me show you that. It's more of like a cream eyeshadow, but you can kind of see right there. It's more of like a rose gold color, which I love rose gold colors too. So, but I was super excited about this one. And then I found the glittery eyeshadows and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Okay, so the next thing that is new that I'm going to be using, oh, real quick, I found this from ColourPop. It's the color Coconut, and one of my older videos that has been privatized and probably will never show up again is my ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadow review. I had like 20 of them that I bought because they were only $5 a piece, and I was super in love with this brand. I still am, but I more so reach for these toppers, like this one's Birthday Cake. Let's see, Birthday Cake. I like Sequin is another one that I really like. Oh, here's Sequin. And then I have a truer gold one. Oh, sitting right here. This is Birthday Girl. This is more of like a true gold. They're not overtly pigmented. They're just enough to where if you've got a really glitzy glam eyeshadow look going on, you can just kind of swipe it over or like tap it with your finger over the top, and it just adds that extra oomph. And I love that. But this, I haven't really gotten like the super pigmented eyeshadows, but I saw this and I loved it. I'm attracted to the cooler, deeper, richer colors, like the purples and the blues and stuff like that. So I bought this one, and it's called Coconut. And this is what it looks like on the finger. And then I'm going to swatch it here on the hand. It looks a tad bit green, I think, in the camera, but that's the color right there. It's very saturated. It's not patchy at all. It's not dusty. I've come to find that a lot of these Super Shock eyeshadows are creamy, which they are a cream eyeshadow, which, by the way, or satin. That's what it's called. I did find out that these are meant to be used with your fingers because I tried them with brushes when I first got them. This was like a couple years ago, and I got glitter everywhere. So I learned that you have to actually use those with your fingers. And then the last new thing that I think I'm going to do, because I don't think I got another lip color. No, I think I'm pretty good on the lip colors just because I have such a huge Jeffree Star liquid lip collection that I feel like I don't really need to buy anything anymore. But another product that YouTubers made me buy, and it just happened to be in Ulta as I was walking out, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amreezy highlighter. I'm sure if you watch other beauty videos, you've seen this before, but this is what it looks like. Oh, turn it upside down. Focus there. Okay, so it's got this nice ridged texture to it. This is what it looks like on the finger, so it's very golden. I'm going to swatch it next to the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter because I love that highlighter, and I want to see if there are any subtle differences. Okay, so these two look pretty similar, but something that I think maybe catching on camera is this one is just a little bit more shimmer than this one. The coloring is pretty much the same, and I love the Champagne Pop. That's my absolute favorite, but I'm going to try the Amreezy because I've heard that this is great. So first, I'm going to swatch the Champagne Pop, which is this one right here. It's just beautiful. And then now I'm going to swatch the Amreezy. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, they perform pretty much exactly the same. Only thing is I think the Amreezy is more of like it's smooth. Like, I mean, not that the Becca highlighter's not, but when I swatched it, it felt smoother and not as thick. I think it's a little bit thinner of a formula, but it's very, very similar to the Champagne Pop. So I have a feeling that I will absolutely love it, which is good. But highlighters usually last me quite a long time. Oh, something else. I've seen other YouTubers start to use this to put their foundation on. What this is the Miracle Techniques, or the Real Techniques Miracle Face and Body Sponge. Just to show you guys in a comparison. Now, this has already been exposed to water, so it's a little bit bigger than it normally would be. But this is the face. This is the one that's intended for just your face, as versus this one. Now, why on earth I feel like I need such a big sponge, I don't know. But it seems to me like the surface area of this is just so much easier to get such big parts of your face. So we'll see about that. Okay, so I did not moisturize first. So I'm going to try this Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. I'm not real excited about it having silicone in it because, as I've said before, silicone causes premature wrinkles. So I'm really kind of leery about trying it, but I'm going to try it today before I put on my foundation anyway. I've said it before, I don't like primers. I don't like primers for a lot of reasons, but mainly because for me, it doesn't help my foundation stick. And because pretty much all primers are silicone to help clog your pores and make you look like you have no texture on your face, which a lot of people look for, but your skin doesn't really look like skin that way. Everybody has texture. It's just something that you just have to learn to live with, I guess. But I'm going to put, which don't get me wrong, this feels really moisturizing. This reminds me of the Neutrogena Water Balm, I think is what it is. Stuff, which is good. And I got this in my BoxyCharm, so I might as well use it because I don't think anybody else is going to want to use this cream if I were to give them cream for Christmas. So it's moisturizing, but it's not overtly wet. Like, you know, sometimes you put this kind of stuff on and you're like, oh, it feels nasty. Okay, so I'm going to wait about 30 seconds. My foundation I'm going to use is the same one, the Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. I bought another tube of this, and so I'm going to use it until it's gone. And then I think I'm going to move on to other options as far as foundation goes, because I've noticed my skin kind of looks lizard-like, and I exfoliate and I moisturize and I do everything that I'm supposed to do as far as the skincare goes to help your foundation look its best. But I've noticed that it just looks more lizard-like, and I don't like that. So I think what I'm going to do is just experiment and see if I can find a foundation that works better for my face. Not that I don't like this foundation, but I think sometimes when your skin gets used to a certain formula or a certain texture, it may not work as well. Or maybe this is just, you know, not the right foundation for me. I don't know. That CC cream that they have, that's like their #1 seller, though, I really honestly cannot stand that stuff. I find it to be way too thick. And maybe it's because the color match with that was not exact. It's about a shade or two darker than what I would normally wear. And it's pretty obvious that it's not my shade. So that may be part of the problem, is I don't have a good shade match. But just, it feels heavy on your face. And while in pictures and videos, if it were the right shade, it would look just gorgeous. It's just still too heavy. I would rather be comfortable in my makeup than have it look flawless and be uncomfortable. I just would, because still I like for my skin to look like skin. Like, you can kind of still see the redness in my cheeks, and that's okay. I don't need, you know, 1,000 layers of makeup on my face because I'm 35 years old and stuff is wrinkly anyway. So, you know, I'm not trying to pretend to be something I'm not dissing the full coverage gals, because I do admire the fact that they can get glammed up like that and be comfortable. I'm just not one of those people. Okay, so now I'm using that Maybelline Instant Age Rewinder, and I go below my eye sockets here, and I kind of blend it up because I do have wrinkles underneath my eyes, as you can probably see on this side. I have wrinkles under my eyes, and so I try not to accentuate those too much, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on my nose, because I've noticed here lately, and this used to be a problem before, this spot on my nose, because my nose is kind of sloped. This is the highest point in my face, and it tends to have a lot of trouble keeping the makeup on. I don't know why I'm talking like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm going to take the Shape Tape. I don't like this Shape Tape, and I think it's just because of the bottle that I got. I don't think this is every single one, or at least I would hope not. But I've noticed that when I go to put this applicator back in, some of it comes flying out, and it's gotten all over my vanity, all over my mirror, all over everything, and I really just don't like that. My selfie ring light that I use sometimes has got Shape Tape all over it. So I don't know how I feel about all that. Okay, so I put that on. I'm going to blend it up just a little bit. And I'm going to blend this in. So I hope everybody's having a good holiday season so far. I know for some people this time of year is kind of rough, because it's a constant reminder that we have certain people who are no longer with us. Ooh, drop that. Hold on. I'm dropping all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so it is kind of tough this time of year for a lot of people. I'm going to put this on my eyes. Prime my eyes. I haven't really noticed a difference when I prime versus when I don't. So And that may be because I actually, see, it just squirted everywhere. No matter how carefully I try to put this stuff in. And I don't know if it's just this one or if it's all of them, because it just drives me nuts. Anyway, so, what was I saying? It's a rough time of year for a lot of people, especially if they had lost people this year or any year around the holidays is always the toughest. My grandfather just recently went to Houston to be in a memory care center because he has dementia, and all of my mother and her 4 sisters are all scattered across multiple countries, and so it was a better option to have him in Houston closer to my other 2 of my aunts, so that they can kind of help take care of him, because my mom lives too far away from him to, you know, set up that, and it was just a better option financially, just because he only gets so much money a month, and to pay for home health care, it was just kind of crazy. So he just recently, about a month or so ago, moved down to Houston. So this year is the first year, I think, of my life that the family's not all getting together at my grandparents' house. So it's been rough. It will be rough, I'm sure. My mom, we're having to get together at her house, of course, but it's still not the same. What is wrong? Why does this do this all the time? That's so annoying. Okay, let me move you a little closer. Let me see if that'll help with the focus. And I'm sorry about the shadows. I am going to work on better lighting. I've got these 2 LED college lamp things in here because I thought that would be a great idea because it's LED, but there's no light here in the center, so I get shadows on either side of my face. And this freaking camera just, ugh. Is it clean? Looks okay. All right, so anyway, so this is the first year that my family is not getting together. And it's kind of rough, I'm not going to lie. It's crazy because this is I've only missed 1 Christmas in my entire life at my grandparents' house. My grandmother passed away almost 20 years ago. So, you know, she was kind of the glue that held the family together. And once she passed, we all still kept the tradition of going to my grandpa's house. And this past year, I think his wife passed away. He got remarried. His wife passed and he's got dementia. So it's been a rough year, I think, for a lot of people. But, okay, so I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I don't necessarily like this over any other. I mean, I've noticed when I try to bake my face is when I start looking a lot lizardly. So I'm just lightly dusting it on with this airbrush powder at Cosmetics brush, which the handle's really dirty because I have makeup on my hands all the time. But I love me some Cosmetics brushes. Okay, so foundation's on and set. I'm going to use the NARS Orgasm again because I love this stuff. Actually, no, you know what? Oh, never mind. I can't use it. I was going to use the Wander Beauty Wondrous blush that I just got, but my camera's sitting on top of it, so not going to happen. Okay, so the Orgasm blush. I like this tapered blush brush better than a gigantic one just because I can put it exactly where I want it, kind of buff it out a little bit more. And I'm really actually liking that a lot better than having this brush that I used to use, which I don't even remember what brand it is, but it's like bigger and I would just swipe it and it just doesn't give me the color concentration or the target area that I want. And it's kind of hard to blend when you've already put it all over your face. You know, it's kind of hard to blend it out. So I'm really glad that I got this. This is the Ulta Beauty blush brush that I got, which I like Ulta's brushes too. They're soft. They're easily usable. I need my bronzer. This, I forgot what brand this brush is, but I like it. And I use it for my bronzer. It's got little flower petals in it. I think I got it from Marshall's or TJ Maxx or somewhere like that. They have a lot of cool cosmetic brushes. And I figured I would try it out. See if I liked it. Now, as far as my bronzer goes, I don't really like a dense, like super tapered brush because this is where I want the stuff to be a lot more diffused. So I don't want to put it on and people be able to see exactly where I put my stuff. So, and it's super dark in here today. Let's see if I put this on, if that makes a difference. Probably not. Let's see if I put this on the camera. It kind of gives me like this angelic glow. Angelic glow. It's kind of cool. Okay, so I guess we'll just keep this on for the rest of the time. So I kind of mix my bronzer and the bottom of my blush together, which I usually put bronzer on first now that I've started it, but I forgot. So we're just going to do it after, and I'm going to blend it in, and then I'm going to put a little up under my chin. And then I'm going to do the Mariah Carey trick. Put a little bit. Ooh, that still has some eyeshadow on it. Oh my god. I just put pink under my lip. Oh wow. Clean your brushes. Shit. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see if I can get a cleaner brush. Okay. Oh my god. It is so pink under my lip now. And don't freak out because I know this is like super dark. I don't like the way this looks. Let's take this off. There we go. Now you can see me better. If I put it up here. I don't think that does anything, but okay. So because I completely just messed that up, I'm going to take a little bit of the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Try to buff all that out. Good news is that eyeshadow kind of disappeared. But you see how it's more of a shadow under here, and it kind of makes my lips look bigger. I dig it. All right. So now I'm going to take my Amreezy highlighter that I just got. Clean off my highlighter brush here. Which, if you ever wonder what it is that I'm doing with my brushes, I'm using this, it's an off-brand color switch. Because I'm guilty of not cleaning my brushes, but maybe once a week. So, this is how I clean them. I don't do makeup on anybody else with my brushes, so never worried about that. Okay, so I don't know how much to put on the brush, but I've got it. And I'm going to put it right up here. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is like super... Hold on, I'm going to see if I can fix the camera. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, silly me. I was spraying one of my bags that I had just gotten yesterday with protectant sealant stuff by Kiwi or whatever it is. And my phone was sitting down on the surface kind of close to where the bag was, which was kind of stupid. But I think I got that protective spray on it, and that's why everything looked like it had a halo. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, so thank you for bearing with me with this lighting experiment. See, now it just looks angelic again. Okay, well, that's okay. Maybe if I turn it down. I don't want it to do that crazy focusing thing that it did that one time that I had the light in the middle. That's why I don't really like doing it in the middle. Okay, anyway, so back to the highlighting. I like this highlighter. It's very, very pretty. It's not like super bold, but I like it. It's perfect for the holidays. Because Raw Beauty Christy has been saying lately that she's noticed... Oh, I forgot. Strobing powder. Raw Beauty Christy said something recently about how... I'm going to set my upper lip with some Laura Mercier just because I'm noticing I'm sweating. And that's usually the first thing to go. Okay. So anyway, she was talking about how most people go paler and not as glowy during the winter. And I think that's the opposite of what you should do. Okay. This is the LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. I've started using this after I take off my bake, or after I lightly dust my face with the translucent powder, just because it just gives your face a nice glow overall. See, I'm just kind of glowy everywhere, which I don't mind. I like my face being super glowy, but in person it doesn't look as crazy as it may on camera, which I have mustache hairs that are showing through. Sorry about that. Anyway, so Amreezy highlighter. So yes, I do like to tap and kind of blend that highlighter in just a little bit more with my fingers. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's get into this Violet Voss, which I apologize for the length of this video already, but I don't know how these YouTubers do it. Actually, I do. They sit down and actually edit their videos, and I don't do that. I'm a one-shot gal. I go in, I film, and then I speed it up a little bit if I need to. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. I'll put the speed on a little bit faster, and then I'm done, because I just don't have the equipment right now to sit and blend, or edit. Okay, so I'm going to go into this shade called Transition, and I'm going to use it as my transition shade, as you can imagine. Back and forth. I like the windshield wiper motions better than the small circular motions, but if you mix it up, it just looks better. This color is okay. It's not as pigmented as I would like it to be, but maybe because it's called Transition and it is a transition shade, it's meant to just give you a light wash of color to kind of get your palette set up. It looks really good on camera, though, so that's good. That's not bad. Okay, so it's hot in here. Just using that same brush that I put my Laura Mercier powder on to kind of get rid of that sweat. God, I wish I could do Botox there, but then I'll walk around talking like this. Smiling like that too, that's crazy. So I don't think they'll do that for me. Next I'm going to do an outer corner / crease color. For this one, I think I want to use brownie points right here. Oh, brownie points, which is right here. My brush is super stained. So for that, this is going to be like a super simple one. I'm just going to use it on the outer third of my eye and sweep it over my crease. If ever you are just not wanting to use a ton of colors, or you're not used to, this is what you can do. Just to kind of bring it all together. You can just blend it right there in the corner of your eye and just take it and sweep it over. And then you just blend. Which you can blend with the same crease brush, or you can use like a fluffier brush. Or you can use the brush that you used for your transition shade. Just kind of blend those two together up here at the top. Which it looks crazy and skippy right here because I'm not trying to blend right there. Okay, so I'm going to do the second eye. I just stamp it right here so I know exactly where I want it, and then I just kind of sweep it over. Just kind of go like this. The glam of the glitter is going to look really good with this, I think. And I know I've said this before, but just to reiterate, if you have hooded eyes, it's better to go above where your crease is with your crease color so that it opens your eyes a little bit more. Blend that just a tad. Okay, so I'm going to do this extra little step. You don't have to do it, but I like to do it just because. I'm going to take Cool Bean, or Teddy Bear, which is the darker. Just going to tap this is a Luxie brush, mini round brush. And I'm going to deepen this outer crease, or this outer corner, which literally all I'm doing is tapping it and moving it inward. I start at the very edge of this corner and just tap it in and kind of blend it out with itself. Like that. And then you can always take a fluffy brush and just kind of go over that top part so that it blends in better. But I kind of see the difference. It just kind of gives more dimension to your eye when you do that. And it looks really good, especially with glitter. So see, I'm stamping right here with this, which you don't have to use this particular brush for this. I happen to get this one in BoxyCharm, and it works really well for this. You can use anything like a pencil brush, a smaller pencil brush, which I have a pencil brush, but I don't know where it is. This is the smaller one. Oh, here it is. You can use a pencil brush for this as well. I just prefer this because it says it's a round brush, but it's kind of flat on the top, so it makes it a lot easier to do that. I'm just kind of rambling in this video, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just all over the place. Didn't really have anything planned to talk about. Okay. So now you can do this a couple of ways. I think what I want to do just to kind of showcase the shadow better is I am going to take this color, which is Thanks a Latte, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. And then I'm going to put the glitter on top of it. I don't know if that's going to work out really well, but we're about to find out. Okay, so I'm taking, this is the Vintage Cosmetics Company Step 1 for the Money eyeshadow brush. It's just a lid brush. So I'm going to put this on my brush. Ooh, powdery. I'm going to stamp it. Kind of sweep it. See, it gives it just a little bit of a lighter base to work with, and I think that might look really good with that glitter. We'll have to see. And when you do looks like this with glitter, you can do one of two things. You can go really bold with your eyeshadow, or you can go with a nude color. With it being the holidays, a lot of people are going bold, but I'm going to see where the wind takes me here in a minute, because I do have this MAC, this is the Glam by Sia. It's a really pretty red. It's the Sia red, and I love that, so I might go with that one. Let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, Smoky Storm. So now I'm going to take my Stila eyeshadow, and I am going to gently swipe it exactly where I want it. See? And it's okay if you put it all over, or if you just you don't go completely into the corner, but you stop right there, because what you can do is take your darker color powder and go back over that. Just kind of redefine that corner, which is what I'm going to do here in just a second. It's important to be observant of your eye space when you're using this liquid shadow, because it's really easy to go over your lid line, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just if you're trying to keep it in a concentrated place, it's better to pay attention to where your lid line is. That way, see, you know, when you open your eyes, it's not getting on your upper lid space. I like this. This is really pretty. This is exactly what I've been looking for. See? Like a neutral icy white, but it has tons of glitter in it. So I'm going to let that dry for a second here. And it's pretty opaque. I mean, it's glitter, so I'm sure if I'd used like a pure white base, it would show through really well. But I kind of like it this way because it's kind of understated. I mean, it's still pretty out there, but it's not as... Okay, so I'm not as pleased with the outer corner choice as I thought it would be. And the darkest color in this particular palette is Teddy Bear, which is that dark brown. I'm going to dig into... Ooh, dropping stuff again. This Juvia's Place the Nubian. And I'm going to go with this color right here because it's a little bit darker. I don't want to use black because I think that's just too dark. But I don't want to go with something too light either. So here we go. So I'm going to go just like I did before, stamp it on and just kind of go outward with it. You don't necessarily have to use a brush to blend it out. You can use your finger if you would like, or prefer. You can just go like this and get whatever is up on your upper lid so that it blends better. See, that just kind of deepens it up a little bit more, makes it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to do that to the other eye. You don't necessarily have to go upwards. I just like to because it keeps the fallout from getting all over my eye. I'm going to blend it into that glitter just a little bit. Oh, there we go. All right. And because it's hot in here, I'm going to put a little bit more translucent powder on. I'm going to have to start leaving that door open because this space is too small. Okay, in keeping with, oh, I'm maximum sized. In keeping with the glittery kind of holiday theme, we've got several different choices to choose from here. Although my color is so neutral, I don't think I'm going to use any of these because these are more of the golden shades. Let's see if I can find more of like a white gold. That's understated. Pardon me, I'm digging through my little palette choices here. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Jasmine from Ace Beauty, the Grandiose palette. This looks like a good choice. Okay, so I'm going to take my little tiny pencil brush here, and I am going to use my Violet Voss's mirror, dip into that Jasmine shade. Now, it is a little bit more golden than my upper eye, but that's okay. I'm just going to kind of highlight down there a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of define it a little bit with that brownie points right here on the outer edge. I like to use the lighter color first. Sorry, it's not focused. I like to use the lighter color first, like the glittery first. Or I've experimented here lately and I've discovered that if you use like the glittery shade and then you put the dark shade over it, it tends to kind of blend that into it in a way where it changes the actual color payoff of the darker color, and it kind of just adds a little bit of oomph in there. And I kind of enjoy it, so. Okay, so I'm going to try something here real quick because this color is not as opaque as I'd like it, and that's my fault because I didn't put down like a true white base, but I put one coat on here. I'm going to see if I can jazz it up with a second coat without taking the previous coat off. We'll see what we've got here. Oh, yeah. See the difference? It's just more opaque. Wow. Okay, yeah, so that worked. So you can layer this, which is fantastic if you are a lover of glitter. Wow. All right. I think I achieved what I was looking for. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyebrows and my eyelashes, my mascara off camera, and I'll be right back. Whoops. Okay, so eyebrows and eyes are finished. So now we're going to put some setting spray on and then finish up with lips, which I keep dropping this. I have a love-hate relationship with this setting mist, only because it's 2.8 fluid ounces, but because it's an aerosol spray, it lasts like 2.5 seconds, and it's $15 a pop, and honestly, I don't like paying that much. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to continually use that as I can, because I like to use different types of setting sprays, but the Urban Decay All Nighter is tried and true. Sometimes you just want a little bit more than a light misting, if you know what I mean, but you don't want to be soaked like you do with this. So I use more so the Fix Plus for my eyeshadows to be really popping. Now that that is drying, let me get my handy dandy lip bag, which is literally full of Jeffree Star lip products here. Oh, I said I was going to use MAC. Never mind. See, my brain automatically goes to Jeffree because I love Jeffree. Anyway, so what I'm going to do first, the key thing that I've noticed that's just a lot easier, especially when you're using bold reds, is to go in with a lip liner first. So I'm going to use a smaller mirror here, and I'm going to line my lips. My lip is shaped kind of funny up here, but only because I have no pigment on this portion of my lip. That happened as a child. I'll tell you about it in just a second. Let me finish lining my lips, so I definitely don't mess that up. I'm sure you guys can hear my kids in the background. This little closet that I'm in backs up to the living room. Okay, so back to what I was saying. As a child, I don't remember how old I was, but I was in a bicycle accident where I lost a good portion of the skin on my face, and I split this part of my lip. I don't remember how far, but it was pretty significantly far. If you look really closely, I have a scar right here on my forehead, which I probably could have showed you before I put my makeup on because it is hyperpigmented. It's like super white. But this right here and the loss of pigment on my lip is the only evidence that I have now. I flipped over the top of the bike and slid on the asphalt. So I got road rash on my face real bad. And it wasn't a very pleasant recovery either. I remember my mom had to pick the rocks and dirt out of my face. And at that time, we didn't have insurance. There was no way for us to go to the doctor. So I had a doctor in my family at the time before he passed. And so she called him and got some advice on how to treat all of that. And she just kept it clean, kept it washed. And here we are today, which she did something right because I literally just have this little scar and the loss of pigment in my lip. But moral of that story, if you do have lip abnormalities like I do, it is helpful to use lip liner before, just so that you can get your lips as symmetrical as possible, because that definitely helps. And with the liquid velour lipsticks that I use the wand to kind of navigate, I always start from the bottom and I go up, just to kind of make sure that I get that straight line, because if I go from up to bottom, then I tend to curve inward and I miss that whole spot. There's nothing wrong with this lipstick, by the way. It's just my lip is wet. I guess for me talking. All right. There you have it. So now I've got two different choices here. I want to add just a little bit of something here in the middle. I've got this duochrome glitter topper, and then I have this Tartist an Insta Famous. I guess it's a Tartist lip paint, but this may be a little too champagne-y for what we're doing. Let me take a look at this. Let's swatch this real quick. Oh, of course it's got pink on it because it's what I had on before. Hold on just a second. Forgot to clean the applicator before I put it back. That's a helpful tip for you guys who don't want your lip toppers to maintain whatever color they were sitting on top of, is wipe off the applicator before you put it back in the tube. That way it doesn't contaminate the rest of the color in the tube. Okay, so I fixed it. So it's kind of like a duochrome, but it's really icy. I'm going to see what this does here. Just tap it. Definitely made it shinier. It doesn't look as red anymore on camera. It definitely looks red in person, but that's funny. It kind of made it like a more berry color. See, so I'm cleaning the applicator off so that it doesn't stay that way. And so this is the finished look. The Stila Glitter Glow liquid lips eyeliners. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are fantastic. I'm absolutely in love with this color, and I need to probably go buy 5 more because I will literally wear this all year round. A little sweaty, sorry. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I'm gonna go ahead and set this again. I do need to fix the eyeliner or the lip liner right here because it did get a little muddy. All right. So everything that I tried today gets a thumbs up from me. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to list the products in the description. I don't have affiliate codes or websites or things like that, but Google is a thing. So, all right, guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. See you guys next time.